Nice.
Okay, for like the third time, but for the last time, hopefully, we have in the top center position the red Protoss player, Kessian.
And in the 6 o'clock position, we have the blue Zerg, Methodmissin.
Whoa. So
will he find it?
Maybe. His mission in every game that I've seen him has been to do a early roach pressure. Usually works because he's been winning his games that I've been casting.
What you should do is you should like get a drone, like rappel it down like right here, and just bash that window in and just grab all of those gold minerals.
I've never seen those before.
There's a stash of them right there.
It's such a dick tease.
They want to drop mules on them. Bet you can. They get stuck inside. It'd be amazing.
Protoss putting a pylon up in front of his natural, indicating that he will be doing a early Nexus as opposed to early aggression. And from the Zerg, I'm not sure exactly what we're going to see. He's may go for the 15 hatch, maybe go for the 15 pull, or do something maybe less standard but effective in his own right.
Indeed. Scout coming down from the probe. See a gateway first. Interesting. Usually when you put the pylon on the low ground, you're gonna get either, you go greedy and get the Nexus, or you go safe and around 14, I believe, you put down your forge. But he's opting to put down a gateway and a forge right away. That's gonna severely delay his
put him back a bit.
Nexus.
And we are seeing the 15 hatch coming from our Zerg player, who went to 16, and will he save? Yes, he is saving for the spawning pool right now. Not opting for gas just yet, but my gas timing when I go hatch first is around 17. My gas timing is around 17. So then when my pool pops, and my pool and my hatchery pop at the same time, my gas geyser will pop at that time.
So yeah, he's
another pylon.
Is that pylon gonna block? No, it might be just the right position to not block the Nexus when he puts it down. So yeah, he's gonna get a really late Nexus because he opted for that Zealot. He's getting a Zealot. He's getting the cannon, which, I mean, the cannon's not really protecting anything, but yeah, getting the Zealot, getting the cannon, getting another pylon.
I'm not liking this move from Zerg. He's banking a lot of minerals right now, and he got supply block. It needs to be a little bit more seamless with his cash right now.
The Zerg can just take a third right now.
Yeah, and I mean, he's getting both of his queens, but he still has a lot of money left over. That's sort of a bit of a blunder in my eyes.
So this build is no longer a fast expand build.
It's a fake out fast expand.
Protoss is doing a secure the choke at the natural build.
And he got his gas, but he's not putting any workers on it.
And he's teching up. He's putting down another photon cannon. Yeah, he's playing way defensive, but not really, guarding anything with that defense. And now he could finally come and put down his natural. Yes.
And he didn't scout anything. I mean, Protoss didn't scout.
Didn't scout the need for that. Yeah. Another pylon going down first. Yep, it did block. I knew it. That pylon did block the Nexus position, so he has to kill it.
Oh.
No, Probe, go back so you can build your Nexus. Probe, where you going, Probe? Oh, he put the Probe on gas. Yeah, a bit of a blunder coming out of the Protoss. He's taking the gas. That doesn't even do anything. There's just Queens are just gonna kill it. It's not like the Zerg doesn't have, Does he not realize that the natural gases were taken? I'm not sure.
I don't think he could tell, but I mean, he's. I do like the queen defense from Zerg, which allows him to drone up, but he has way too much money right now.
The Zerg?
Oh God, he has a lot. He has so much money right now, and at this point in the game,
only a lot of lings.
No, that's not really a lot.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. He really needs to. He needs to use these larvae. These larvae should be drones, overlords. These drones should be another base. Just now, that Nexus is going down, so a very, very late. And I mean, the supply tells the story of how late that was. It is 52 to 26.
And to be honest with you, Zerg should be at 60 supply right now. I mean, I would definitely say.
Protoss should have its expand up and running. If you're gonna do this wall off over here, you're gonna want to do Pylon, Forge, Gateway, Pylon, Forge, Nexus, sorry, and then start rolling off.
I mean, I do like the evolution chamber timing. It should be around the 7-minute mark, right after you take, like immediately after you take your the rest of your gases. However, his natural is not saturated.
Oh god, this one zealot. Oh, poor zealot, you are so done.
He's making a lot of overlords
For
right now.
And
doesn't do anything.
yeah,
and
1-1 coming down.
He has three. He has 3 overlords coming up right now, and it just shows that it's not seamless. And his opening build isn't necessarily seamless. It doesn't have a. And he's at 1,000 minerals right now. I mean,
yeah, he's spending all his armor. He needed. His third should have been gone down by now.
Most definitely.
Even earlier than now, especially since he saw a early expand type build.
A very expensive wall investment with no nexus.
Yeah, he could have taken 2 bases and been just fine. He's
easily
going for this Baneling bust.
This is what he's used to doing, is a Bangling bust or early roach pressure. So I mean, he's doing exactly what he's, and maybe that's why Kessian decided to get a really beefy wall, because he knew, because
he got the beefy wall like way beefy soon.
Yeah,
like,
but
those 2 things have been there forever. There's no way Banelings are coming that soon.
But when you're at that level, I always feel that there's this freak out because you know what's coming. Because when I was facing Sylvaria, I knew she did the Immortal Sentry all-in, and even though I played against her 5 times in a row and her doing the same build against me, I was just like, oh my gosh, I gotta make some kind of defense, and I was jeopardizing my early economy for just trying to feel safe. And I think that's what a lot of players...
Anyways, coming in are the Banelings. Banelings gonna march on in, one by one. Slowly getting in, that wall is down. Oh, the sentries! Actually doing a great job. Those Lings could actually clean up the Cybernex core. Let's see if he opts to do that. But those sentries were like one more Baneling hit from their death, and they got that wall down. But now he's moving out in front of the wall. These Zerglings just kind of run up in, and I think they would just win the game right here. And here and now, he is +1. He's getting +1 range. He is 1-1. He's getting that Roach Warren, getting up to Lair, taking his 3rd. And I mean, this army moving out from the Protoss is there's nothing this army can do.
Not against that
and
many
as soon as he sees it, yeah, if he's gonna react, he's gonna kill.
He's gonna surround it.
This is not a Zergling killing army.
No.
And when we saw those Banelings, and he even saw all the Lings too. I mean, I feel like maybe players aren't really reacting to what they're seeing, because he saw when he pushed it with that one Zealot, he got surrounded by a lot of Lings. So making the Immortals, I mean, perhaps he thought, oh, this guy likes to do roaches, but I mean, you saw that he wasn't doing roaches, so I'm not exactly sure what the Immortals are coming from. But yeah, Zerg is just in a amazing lead right now. There's not really much more to say. He can take down the Cybernetic core, and he will, and that's gonna put the Protoss back even more. He's gonna take it. There he goes. Now streaming in. Oh, I guess force field and those photon cannons do 2-shot the Zerglings. So, or actually 3-shot, no 2-shot, even with the +1. But a 3rd coming up. The Protoss. I mean, I don't think he's been he's not been probing. Whatever you would call that.
Yeah, he hasn't been probing.
51 drones. Zerg has complete map control. He could just drone up. Zerg has 1,800 minerals, so...
You just take every base on the map.
Bases right now. Getting up to Lair, so we're going to see Roach movement coming out. We're going to see those Roaches. He is fully saturated. I'd like to see him saturate up this 3rd right now.
This is typical Methodmissin from other games. Just staying on 2 base, not really getting his 3rd that quickly, and staying on this kind of like early pressure, this early pressure build, and just staying with that same composition.
Again, another Zergling surround coming out.
But getting eaten up by the Zealots.
There's Zealots in the fray, and Zealots are actually gonna do good work against the Zerglings, except they were 1-1 Zerglings versus 0-0 Zealots, so he's just gonna keep trading efficiently. Again, destroying the army. It's 92 to 51. The Protoss he's not gonna be able to get out of his base anytime soon. I just see the Zerg gonna use all his larvae, make a bunch of roaches, and then a move in. Is probably what we're gonna see around here. We'd like to see the Zerg take more gas. He's only on those 2 gas.
I mean, Zerg,
checking out the third, I like that. He sees all the third positions. He hasn't checked the lower third position, but you know he knows the Protoss is up against the wall. He knows he's killed off the army multiple times. Mass Zealot. I mean, you know, just making a lot of zealots. I mean, he's got more roaches. He's got like 25 roaches to 7 zealots. Only 1 immortal right now. I just don't see a way that the Protoss could really effectively hold this. He doesn't have a mothership core either, so he's not going to be able to Nexus cannon up. And Zerg is just content, knowing that his opponent rather is on 2 base. So he's just going to sit back. He's got his upgrades to 1/1 for, you know, both now. And he's got so many minerals, so
many minerals.
He's putting down double hydrogen. See if he notices this, or is he really just going to go for both upgrades at the same time?
Yeah, that's
there's no reason he won't. Oh god, these 3 workers are mining a gas geyser that doesn't exist, and
yeah, and the other 3 are just hanging around the other gas geyser.
So I mean, he's low on gas, but really high on minerals. Anyways, another push coming from the Protoss. Mike has Zerg off guard. He is out of position. He might actually snipe this Nexus, or this hatchery that is. Zerg coming back now. The creep spread isn't that great, so he's gonna have to walk off the creep, but he is gonna get there in time.
And no sentries to cut that army in half.
Down with the immortal, but he's not. The zealots might finish it off, but again, this army getting cleaned up, and we're back to, you know, doubles the supply again. The hatchery even lives, and we're at 140 to 64 supply. Photon cannoning up the front, building. He's double immortaling it. So he's reacting to these roaches, but I mean the Hydras are going to be behind it. And is he going to use both Hydrodens? He might as well.
Where are the Hydrodens?
Get up to 2. Oh, he doesn't have the gas. That's right. He really needs to mine his gas. He finally put down that 1 gas geyser, but he's not mining from it. He's not mining from 2 gas geysers.
And we have
into the main
engage in the natural.
But there's a lot of immortals here. But those immortals are targeting down Zerglings, which they shouldn't be doing. Now they're gonna hit the roaches.
And now the Hydras are here, and it's not looking good.
And that's really game. It goes on for another 5 minutes, but I'm guessing. He might hold with this warping. Zerg not getting his 2/2. One of these things that I've noticed from all these players in this league, their upgrades. They really have to work on their upgrades. Those are one of the most important things in this game. Those will turn battles. I mean, your micro will turn battles, but upgrades are easier to get than, you know, learning elite micro skills.
Well, I think a lot of these players, they kind of have an idea of a certain standard build that they go for, but they don't understand that the reason the reason why that build is because it hits at a timing where, you know, you're getting that upgrade.
Even irregardless of any kind of timing that you're shooting for, get upgrades.
Yes.
It doesn't. Even if you're just copying a build, I mean, get upgrades when that build ends. That build doesn't go on, you know, to the builds end at, like, you know, the 10-minute mark. So, really like to see those upgrades coming from, you know, all the players.
All players.
Yeah. Anyways, I think we're just waiting for the Zerg to decide he wants to win this game. Going a little mass Hydra though. Don't know if he realizes how far ahead he is, and I like to see macro hatches. Oh, yeah, actually, they're coming down. There's another hatch. There's another hatch. But maybe sooner, because he has that 3,000 minerals with no gas, so really he only make his wings and drones.
And typically with a Zerg, you want to get your 4th, unless you've been going through, you know, a non-stop, like, kind of all-in aggression. You want to take that 4th at around the 10-minute mark so you can get those, that 7th.
Third will go down, actually. I mean, Zerg is out of position.
Yep.
He should have the Zeldaga Watchtowers, this much map control, but the 3rd's going to come down. And here, it's a Sentry Immortal. Sentry's getting a bad
10 minutes too late.
I just don't care. I just don't even care about your Sentry Immortal.
Then that 3rd is going to stay alive.
150 HP, the 3rd will stay alive, and again, doubles the supply.
Mind out of his main. He needs, well, Protoss needs to get his 3rd, but again, he's just really far behind in everything at this point in time.
Yeah. He just put himself way behind with his build. That's really all I saw there. He invested a lot in early defense, but you really need that Nexus so you can, you know, you defend the Nexus so it could pump out those probes, and without putting the Nexus down, you're not really gaining anything by those photon cannons. At that point, they're just blocking scouts, really.
And the robotic support bank's coming down, but it's a little too late. He doesn't have the money to get a significant amount of Colossus.
Trying to get photon cannon down this 3rd rocks. Not gonna happen to Zerg. Zerg getting his 4th up. I can see the Zerg uses queens more too. He's got a lot of these queens. I guess they were for defensive purposes. But then he's connecting his bases, which is baseline. You really want to do that. Baseline coming in from behind. The Zerg doesn't even want to deal with the photon cannons in the front. But yeah. And there's the GG.
I would like to see Methodmissin spend more effectively, but again, he is doing the same build that I've seen him do in most of his games: early Bangling or early aggression, either with Bangling or Roach, and then just staying Zergling, Bangling, Roach throughout the rest of the game.
Yeah, I mean, spending more efficiently comes when you keep doing the same build over and over, and you learn where it's supposed to go after that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, cause when I write down builds, I watch a pro streamer or I get it online and I write it down, and then I just keep writing what they're doing afterwards to that specific thing that they're seeing. And you know, with better use of your build and better branching off and going to different paths, your spending will become better as you just become better at it.
No, I definitely agree with that. With all the builds that I write down and I try to do, I look at my minerals, and if it doesn't feel crisp, like, I question it, or I need to see what I'm doing wrong with it, because the money and the timing should all be lining up, especially with something with a pro player.
Yeah. And there's a lot of builds out there that they'll show benchmarks. They'll be like, when Flash did this build, he had N Marines, X Marauders, Y Medevacs, Stim, and +1 done at this timing, and you could see how close you were to that. And get better and better. Again, pylon going down. Oh, we didn't do the introductions.
Yeah. In the top right-hand corner on Derelict Watcher, we have the red Protoss Kessian.
And in the bottom left, the blue Zerg Methodmissin. But yeah, pylon on the low ground again. I really want to see a forge first. What is it gonna be?
That, or I'd really like to see a Nexus first.
He doesn't have to put it down now.
Gateway first.
No, Gateway first is going the same build. Yeah, you don't have to put it down now either. I think the Forge goes down at 13, 14, unless you're saving up for the Nexus, in which case it goes down at 16, I believe.
No, that sounds about right.
But this early... it's basically a one Gateway play. Yeah, you don't want to build both the Gateway and the Forge. I just feel that just puts you behind.
That does put you behind.
Especially if you're going to back it up with, another cannon. You're just delaying that 400 minerals that you need for that Nexus.
I would definitely say that either expand is good, Gateway or Forge, but again, not both. With the Gateway expand, you have that benefit of doing an early Mothership Core Gateway pressure. against the Zerg, which is great if the Zerg is being greedy and takes a very quick third. Sometimes Zergs aren't prepared for it and don't have a Ling up there to be able to see that coming, and that can be pretty detrimental to drones that are either going to the third or in the third.
There's another pylon, and I'm guessing another cannon's going to come down, and he's just really just delaying that.
Yeah.
Delaying that Nexus. Oh, it's going to be a cybernetics core.
Oh, and I don't know what Zerg... Oh, Zerg is finally putting down his spawning pool, but he is at 340 minerals right now.
Canceled the pylon. And is he going to put down the photon cannon? So even at this point, the forge isn't really doing anything. I guess it's contributing to the wall, I suppose. And he's full up on Nexus energy. He hasn't been using his Chrono Boost. Meanwhile, Zerg got his natural up.
And taking his third.
Look at that quick third. He knows.
And that's definitely how. I mean, if Kessian wanted to and didn't go this forge, he could have put some pressure on this third with that gateway opening.
Yeah, and so the weird thing is, so the Zerg is like, oh look, you're doing this, take an early second, so I could take that third, but he didn't take the early second. But yeah, now with these two cannons. I mean, he's defensing up against what? Drones.
Drones. And mass droning going on over here on this side of the map. This is definitely something that I always hope to get when I'm playing on ladder against people. I always want them to overreact to maybe them going against a Zerg in the prior game and getting an all-in bust and then going over the top.
He's not even reacting. Is the point here? He hasn't seen anything.
But I think maybe he watched the videos of because Methodmissin does the same. Well, I mean, I've never seen Methodmissin take a third this early before, so this is definitely playing the meta. If in fact Kessian watched Methodmissin's replay videos,
I mean, it is good to know if your opponent does the same thing over and over. But you also, even if you know they're doing the same thing, you should, scout it. Especially since they're doing the same thing, you'll know what timing to scout. You'll know when to, to run in or whatever. I guess I don't really know what the Protoss do for scout, but I think my opponent's doing X, I'm gonna use that scan to confirm it. So yeah, again, a really late Nexus and just droning.
And this is a 6-minute Nexus. That's very, it's too late. It's very late, especially against a 3-base Zerg. Just going 3-base.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that this gas timing from Methodmissin is a good idea. He should have just continued to drone up, especially since he's seen there's going to be no early pressure. He didn't even have his natural up yet. Unless I mean, that's kind of weird though, because if you see that front and then if for whatever reason his Overlord actually scouts that natural and doesn't see anything there, and it's like the 5:30 mark, that would be like, what is he doing? This doesn't make sense.
But I don't know, he didn't see the cannons, but when you see all the cannons down there, you know he's not doing anything. And yeah, he could have just kept droning, drone, but I think he wants to get his upgrades going. He's gonna get that Baneling's Nest, he's gonna go for this Baneling bust. When really, he could take a fourth, I feel, in this position, really.
Oh yeah, definitely could take a fourth immediately.
And go up to Lair and just make mass muta.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to take the gas until, I would say right now. He could have just, droned up all of his bases right now, or up until now, and took all 6 of his gases and just then saved for mutas. I mean, got Lair and then got a muta done, and then by the time that's done, he's going to have a crap load of mutas at like the 12-minute, 13-minute mark.
Mm-hmm. Protoss getting more gateways, gonna get that Observer, probably gonna go into the Colossus Tech. But yeah, what's the worker count? I mean, that's probably gonna tell. That's actually only 39 to 31. That is surprising. That's
very surprising.
He hasn't been droning as hard as he could, and I guess now that looking at the mineral count, he does have 1,000 minerals.
Yeah.
So I don't. He's getting supply block too, so maybe that has a lot to do with it. So the Protoss is actually not out of this game as I thought he was, because the Zerg opted to go for all these Zerglings.
Yeah, I mean, Methodmissin changing up, taking that third, but not really taking it as a benefit. He just decided to take it. I mean,
there's no drones there.
He's going with the same build that he has done, except getting a third first, which just
and I feel like this is actually exactly the opposite of what he should be doing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Really turtled up, just have a contingent of Lings to see the push out, to see what the push out's with, and then build your army. But I mean, these Lings, oh god. Well, there's a lot of banelings now.
How many banelings are we talking here? 20.
20 banelings, exactly. But I don't know about these banelings. I feel they weren't. Well, okay, never mind. They killed a lot of. They weren't. I don't know if they were really cost effective in what they did, but he doesn't have to be cost effective at this point.
Nope.
Because it's 82 to 50 supply. Here we go. Here's the droning up. Now he's up 20 workers. So he wants. I guess he likes to do that early pressure and then drone behind it. Even though you usually do that when you you do good damage. I don't think he really did good damage, but I think he was just ahead because of that late nexus.
And when you do an aggressive play like that, it makes you feel safe because he has map control right now. He's right in front of the natural. Nothing's coming out. There's nothing weird. And he did catch a probe going to the 4th location of Methodmissin. The Lings were able to take out the probe before putting down maybe some type of proxy or just some type of forward pylon or a proxy tech structure.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting more creep spread out of Methodmissin
saturated. Right now. He's got 34 workers in that third. I'd like to see him spread those out if he notices.
Oh wow!
Really want to move those down to that natural in main. Could use some help. But yeah, 72 workers to 36 probes. He is droned up. He sees the army, and I don't think he really needs to be scared of that army. Here it comes. It's a lot. You know what? It's actually a lot scarier of a push than the last game's push. But now Roach is coming out. What's that production at? He's not producing anything. So it is 126 to 80. A lot of that supply is in drones, though. The army supply still ahead for the Zerg, but it's a lot even. It's a lot more even. It's a six food difference.
But this Protoss is going to have to walk on creep. Oh, well now Zerg has seen it, but
but he's gonna he gets them trapped. Oh, they're not even attacking. Oh no, the Zealots are not attacking. They're trying to move.
It was sad.
Oh, that
great pickup for Methodmissin here on this move out. But again, I don't think he could have done anything anyway. I mean, he would have been had to move on creep. He doesn't have an observer, and you got to respect creep. You can't just walk on it and think that you're gonna. And just go anywhere. I mean, Zerg has such an advantage on creep. It's absolutely ridiculous how much of an advantage they have.
This is true. You got to clear that creep out. And a better job creep spread in this game than the last game.
For sure.
And again, he had those 2 Evo chambers. I guess he has 1/1 on his melee, right? Yep, and that's it. Layers up, he should be getting those 2/2. Oh,
he's getting his 1 attack.
But yeah. I mean, at this point, again, 158, 160, 170, 171, 189. The numbers just keep flying up on me. 189 supply to 79, 81.
And that's 120 army supply to 40.
Yep, and yeah, a move, walk away, grab some water,
go get some water. Maybe we'll make a shake.
Lunch, or I guess it would be dinner. Does a night gaming lounge have a nice little food court?
Yeah, it does. They promote like having really good food there. Really good food and beverages. I really wish we do have something like that here, that Guerrilla Gaming place.
I've never checked out Guerrilla Gaming. Active Imagination here. It's not a video game place, it's a board game place. They used to have a little cafe area in it, but I guess the city was like, you have to pay us money and get inspected and blah 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 blah, and they just couldn't afford it. But fuck. GG!
GG, and Methodmissin takes the series. Kessian doing an opening that doesn't. I mean, I understand that he wants to feel.
Did you say Kessian, but Dalmatica?
It's Dalmatica. It says Dalmatica, but it is Kessian.
Okay.
Getting that early wall to feel safe, but not getting that economic advantage in which that particular build is meant to do.
I mean, pure and simple, these 2 games were builds. And I hope he realized that, and I hope he goes back to the drawing board. I don't know if he got that build from somewhere, or it's kind of something he's just going with. But yeah, that build just puts you so behind, and really from the get-go, he was way on the back foot, and I don't even know how you come back from that
You can't.
without like don't even take the expand, like fake the expand and then like go Dark Templars or something, you know. Something weird, something strange, but yeah, needs to reorder that build.